Hi, welcome to First Chapter Friday. My name is Lucy, and the book that I am going to be reading the first chapter of today is called A Soft Place to Land by Janae Marks. And I have previously read a chapter from an earlier Janae Marks book called From the Desk of Zoe Washington, which I really liked, and so I was excited to read her new book. This book is about a girl named Joy who, at the beginning of the book, has had to relocate with her family from their house to a new apartment. Her father has just lost his job, and so they are forced to move, and Joy has to share a bedroom with her little sister, Malia, and she's very unhappy about this. She doesn't have any space of her own. She can hear her parents fighting all the time. She's really struggling with this move that was unexpected. And in her new apartment building, one highlight is she starts to meet some of the kids that live there. And they introduce her to this room that none of the grown-ups know about, that they call the Hideout. And it is a place for kids only. And they've stocked it with bean bags and they write on the walls. And it's really a place where they're allowed to be themselves and allowed to get away from the noise of the lives around them in their apartments. One of the things that Joy is so sad about in moving is that she wants to be a composer for music scores in movies, and they could not move their piano with them. So she really wants to buy a piano, and she's trying to save money by walking the dogs in the apartment building. So something happens that puts the Hideout in jeopardy, and Joy has a little bit of a falling out with some friends because of this. They have to sort of navigate finding a new space for themselves, and in a way finding a space for themselves in a larger sense in growing up, in navigating friendships, in learning how to live with changing families. The book is really about building community, and it is a great book. I really liked Joy and all of her friends and her family. They are not without conflict. They're not perfect. They don't always behave the way you want them to behave. And that's what makes it such a wonderful and realistic book. So I'm going to read chapter 1 of A Soft Place to Land. Chapter 1. I may only be 12, but I've already fallen in love once with music, with film scores to be exact. The moment it happened, when I first realized how magical movie scores could be, was around Christmas last year. Mom got 2 tickets through work for Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back in concert. She invited me to come with her. The New York Philharmonic Orchestra performed the soundtrack live on stage while the movie played on a huge screen above them. It was already a special night because Mom and I drove into Manhattan together. I got to wear my favorite dress, which is made from the softest velvet, the color of cranberries. On the car ride down, we sang along to the radio. Mom also asked me about school and my friends, and it was so nice to talk to her, just the two of us, without my little sister interrupting with her own questions and comments. Before heading to the theater, we got dinner at a fancy soul food restaurant where I had the best cornbread I'd ever tasted. The concert itself was incredible. I'd seen all the Star Wars movies before, but this time the music swirled around the theater, bouncing off the walls, giving me goosebumps. The scenes were even more dramatic with the orchestra playing right in front of us. The story came alive in a whole new way. By the time I walked out of the theater, I felt like a different Joy. On the drive home, I downloaded the main theme song from the movie and made it my phone's ringtone. Then I stared at the concert program, at the names and pictures of the people who'd created the music. The composer's name was John Williams, and his bio said he composed the score for 9 Star Wars movies. I decided right then and there that I wanted to do that too. I'm going to compose music for movies. I'm going to make other people feel the way I did that night at the concert. One day, people are going to fill a theater to hear an orchestra play my music. I have it all figured out. I love a good plan and a list. Step 1 is to learn how to play the piano. But before I can get to that, I have to survive this move. Can I go for a walk? I asked Mom. I want to check out the park behind the building. Mom's holding a box cutter and leaning over one of the billion boxes piled up around the apartment. They look like the blocks my 6-year-old sister Malia used to play with. She'd stack them up to make the highest tower, carefully adding blocks one by one. Then she'd count to 3 and knock it all down. The bigger the mess, the wider she'd grin. Then she'd start all over again. Please, I add, I'm getting claustrophobic in here. What about me? I want to go to the playground, Malia whines from her spot on the couch. She's huddled in the only corner that's not covered with black garbage bags, practically exploding with things we brought from our house. Her tablet is on her lap. I give Mom a look that says, please let me go alone. I had to babysit Malia for the last couple hours while my parents moved all of our stuff in here, and I'm ready for some time by myself, especially since Malia and I have to share a bedroom from now on. I can hear Dad in our room digging through his tool bag and moving parts around as he gets ready to put together our new bunk bed. I'll take you to the playground before dinner, okay? Mom tells Malia. To me, she says, sure, have fun. Bring water, she adds, it's hot out there. Thank goodness this place came with air conditioning. I go into our new apartment's tiny kitchen to fill my reusable water bottle. My mom calls it a galley kitchen because it's a narrow room with the cabinets and appliances on either side. It can barely fit all four of us at once. The kitchen in our house was at least 3 times bigger. Once my bottle is full, I put my headphones on, turn on my playlist of favorite movie scores, and go out into the hallway. I pause to take a deep breath with my eyes closed, and I try to channel the way I felt the night of the Philharmonic concert. At least I still have music. Nobody can take that away from me. Maybe it'll help me get through this. I press the elevator button and try to guess which of the 2 elevators will arrive first. I pick the one on the right, but then the left elevator door opens. There's a girl standing inside it, leaning against the back wall. I think I recognize her from my new middle school, which I transferred to last week. I'm pretty sure she's in my grade. We aren't in any of the same classes, so I don't know her name yet. I smile politely as I move to stand next to her. The girl taps my shoulder. I put my headphones down and turn to her. Hi, she says, sounding way too cheerful. I'm Nora, apartment 5B. Did you just move in? Yeah, hi, I'm Joy, apartment 3C. Is that how people introduce themselves around here? By their apartment numbers? You're the new kid at school, right? She asks. I nod. Not new to town, though. I used to go to the other middle school. Cool. What were you listening to? Nora asks. Huh? She points to the headphones around my neck. Were you listening to music? Oh, yeah, songs from movie soundtracks. The Jurassic Park theme song was playing, I say. The elevator stops at the lobby floor, and we both get off. I'm about to say goodbye and walk away when Nora starts talking again. Wait, are you into movies too? Before I can answer, Nora keeps talking. I'm super into them. I want to become a filmmaker when I grow up. I'm working on a screenplay right now. It's almost done. Then I'm going to start filming. But before I do that, I want to save up for a better camera and also some editing software. When I send my movie to film festivals, I want people to be surprised when they find out a kid made it. Nora practically says that entire thing with one breath. That's how fast she speaks. Wow, good luck, I say. That's really cool. I'm obsessed with movie scores, the music. I actually want to compose my own someday. Nora's eyes widen with excitement. Seriously? Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're both into movies. Maybe you can help me with the music in mind when I'm done filming. Yeah, maybe. What's your movie about? It's about a mom and daughter who go on a road trip together, but then all sorts of things go wrong. That sounds fun, I say. How'd you come up with the idea? It's inspired by my mom, Nadia Ramos. She died when I was 6. She says it so matter-of-factly. My mouth opens in surprise, and I immediately regret using the word fun. Colon cancer, Nora adds. I'm so sorry, I say. It's okay. I miss her, of course, but I've still got my little sister Izzy, plus my dad, and he's the best. I smile, but I still feel awkward. Nora is opening up about something so personal, so easily, to a stranger, but something about her honesty makes me want to tell her something honest about myself, too. Well, I start. My family and I moved here because we had to sell our house. My dad lost his job a few months ago, and they couldn't afford the mortgage anymore. It was going to, I pause to remember the word my parents used, foreclose, and the bank was going to take it away from us. But before that happened, my parents put it up for sale and found a new family to buy it. I swallow, and there's a big lump in my throat. I lived in that house for my entire life until today. It felt like a member of my family that now we've lost. Saying goodbye to it this morning was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I blink a bunch of times so I won't cry. Mom and Dad told me that foreclosures happen to a lot of families, but it hasn't happened to anyone else I know. They also said that it's lucky our house sold so fast, and we found an affordable apartment in our same town. Things could be a lot worse. I find that hard to imagine. I know it's nothing like losing a parent, I add, but I'm still sad about it. I love that house. I had so many happy memories there. Now some other family gets to make memories there, and I have to share a room with my little sister now. I love her, but she's half my age. I liked having my own space. It stinks. Nora stares at me like she's really listening, and I regret saying so much. I just met this girl. What if Nora's reaction makes me feel worse about everything? Before I can turn and run away, Nora responds with, I get it. I hate change too. I exhale, relieved. But this building is actually pretty great, Nora adds. I mean, everyone's so nice, and I love having the park right behind us. Have you been over there yet? I'm actually going to walk over there now, I swallow. Do you want to come with me? I'd love to, she says, and I grin, but I can't. I told my dad that I'd finish my laundry. Another time? Nora asks. Sure, I say, disappointed. I get what you mean about sharing a room with your sister, Nora says. My sister and I share too. She's 9 and she definitely annoys me sometimes, but we make the most of it. If things get tense or whatever, have a dance party. Trust me, it fixes almost everything. I laugh. Okay, but if you need a place to escape, let me know. I know the perfect spot, Nora adds. Really? Yeah, she lowers her voice and gives me a sly smile, but it's top secret. And that perfect spot just might be the hideout in the apartment building. So that is the first chapter of A Soft Place to Land, and you see how difficult it is for Joy to have made this move, but she does make a new friend right away. This is a great book, and I highly recommend that you give it a try.